What are good reasons to live? Because the 22nd of February 2022 is 22,222 and it is also a Tuesday, meaning we can call it Tuesday. You can literally just make garlic bread anytime you want. This is the only answer in this thread so far that cheered me up. If you have pets, they'll never understand why you left. I don't have reasons to live, I only have reasons to not die. Despite how similar those sound, they are different, and most people who are content with their lives won't be able to make the distinction. Edit, Jesus stuck people. I posted this before passing out and woke up to like 100 replies. I'm sure you all have better things to do than give my depressed edgy comment gold. I get this, I'm not depressed but I'm not happy either. Just going day to day. Edit 1. Thank you guys for the replies. I don't think I'm depressed, it kinda just feels numb. Like going through the motions but not really there. I've been depressed before but this feels different. Kinda like shutting down. Edit 2, well this blew up but I forgot to say that things are getting better. I recently started getting out of contact and spending time with my biological father, which is turning out to be amazing. Also, it hurts to see how many of you replied with the same feelings. I hope it gets better for all of you. Hang in there. Edit 3, thank you kindly for the silver, stranger. Honestly? I just wanna write it out and see what happens. Us humans are so entertaining. 1 minute we're blowing each other up, the next we have pet rocks or something. I agree with this random citizen. Their name is Titty Sprinkles and don't forget it. I want to live long enough so that someone named Titty Sprinkles is cited in a scholarly journal. So you can say to the person mugging you and threatening to kill you, what makes you think I have money? Or a will to live? I was mugged once and the only thing I had in my pocket was a book. They didn't even think about taking it, which is good for me but also kinda insulting. Well, actually I was mugged twice, but the second was a kid who didn't have a gun, just his hand in his pocket, and we hit him upside the head with a jar of olives. Edit, for everyone asking, the book was most likely Dragonlance Dragons of Autumn Twilight. We had the olives as groceries and we never found them again. I hope this has lightened some of your mornings. What was the book in my pocket? Everybody poops. I read this on a similar AskReddit. We're all lights in the darkness for one another. When one light goes out, it makes it that much more dark for the rest of us. The human eye can see a single candle from 4 miles away. You never know when your light is the only light someone can see. Can you really see a candle from 4 miles away? If there is no other light, I think so, yes, the candle itself I'm not sure about, but the light it drops probably. If you quit now you won't get to play the futuristic video games we'll actually have the technology to make 99% immersive. As a father I expect to see my kids play those. Not because of being old or something. I just see me buying them and then watching the kids play them, while I wonder if I could afford a second game console. Oh hell no, I'm going to be right there with them. My passion for games will never die. I wanna be like that grandma that plays Skyrim. I wanna be like that grandma that plays Skyrim. Don't worry, knowing Bethesda, you'll have the chance to play Skyrim on PS7 or Xbox whatever. If Cyberpunk 2077 has as much to do, I want it to be that. To live to the day 42,069 happens. We Europeans don't get to experience that. Using ISO 8601 we could at least get April 20th 2069, which is close enough. As a fellow man of logic, this is the date format that I'd to use. Floating in a large body of water with no distractions. Also, did you know that if you float on your back in a hot tub with all the jets on that y'all spin in a lazy little circle? I did not know that and it's pretty fun. It's also quite relaxing. If you're careful you can do it while reading a book. If you haven't had a chance to try that yet, you should hang on at least until you do. It's pretty rad. So I am gonna get a job, save some money, buy a hot tub and float around in it. Suicide is off the table, guys, until that. Music is pretty neat. Remember that a gay black dude made a hit country song with Billy Ray Cyrus and it's been #1 on Billboard for 15 thanks Whale MHRE, weeks, and that Peppa Pig just released an album. Music stucking crazy RN. Yup, and Trump is trying to get ASAP Rocky out of jail. Yeah, that too, lol. Also, a couple weeks ago when the top 3 was Old Town Road, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish and Talk by Khalid, the average age for the main artists was like 19, which is pretty young. Now it's a little bit higher with Post Malone taking the 3rd spot and he's 25. Outlive your enemies. If you die, mom will be upset. This is true. My son took himself out of this world and it'll never be the same. Life is less without him. Still so painful after 5 years. God, I miss that boy. I'm glad I read your comment. My kids and my mom's possible heartbreak is the only thing keeping me alive right now. Thank you for the reminder. Find a problem you hate so much that you have to solve it before you die. May I suggest P versus NP? To see if the Area 51 raid actually happens. I'm imagining Area 51 festival where bands turn up to try get recognized and vending companies turn up to capitalize on the crowd. Pasta. Because if you die, it can't get better. Right now, I'm a shaking, emotional mess because I hit rock bottom last night. I am still here because I know from experience that as long as I don't give up, my life has the chance to get better. Hopefully it will, but the only way I'll see is by sticking around. Spite Edit, my first silver, thank you kind stranger. Edit 2, Jesus, I was not expecting this to blow up from a semi-sarcastic, semi-serious answer. Thanks for the gold. Edit 3, thank you for the platinum. Yes, Raward speech edits. Out of spite, I will thank them anyway. Cyberpunk. Black John Cena is correct. You can't see me, but I can feel you. But I can feel you, whispered giant bird penis, while running his fingers through his lover's hair. Dying sucks. Death seems okay, but it's the stuff before that that I'd rather not deal with just yet. You've been dead for eternity before you were born. Let that sink in. An infinite amount of time where you did not exist. And for a universal split second you're alive, after which you will stop existing for an infinite amount of time. In the grand scheme of things, being alive is literally the least likely thing that could have happened. And yet here you are. I've seen a couple of these and I get it, and there were times where I would say this to myself, but I'm also stuck saying so what? Kind of often. I mean, especially when I'm just keeping it together and going to work, or school again. I often can't really even see beauty or the grand scheme of anything, not to mention feel grateful for being alive. I also end up feeling guiltier for being depressed because I have so much going for me, beyond the astronomical odds you mentioned. I'm a white male who grew up in the United States, with no disabilities and a propensity for learning all types of shit, but here I am constantly hating myself. Sometimes I feel like that makes me an even worse person. You're gonna die eventually anyways. Might as well ride this out and see if something cool happens before then. Marty Hart, so what's the point of getting out of bed in the morning? Rust Cole, I tell myself I'll bear witness, but the real answer is that it's obviously my programming. And I lack the constitution for suicide. Anything. At one point I was living for the Word Girl series. My life's goal was to watch all of the episodes. That was it. The one thing keeping me alive. A kid's show that I should have grown out of years ago. There is never a bad reason to live. Never a stupid one. Any reason to live is a good one, especially if it's all you can think of at the moment. Edit, holy crap. First ever silver. Thank you, kind stranger, and thank you all for the positive responses and remarks. I'm glad you all are still here. Edit 2, oh my god. You guys are the best. Holy crap. Thank you all. Of all the great and stupid advice in this post, I believe this is the best answer. Anything. Whatever makes you willing, just wake up tomorrow. Glad you are still with us, little Miss Sunshine. Thanks, word girl. The smell of a fresh rain, the smell of flowers, being able to cuddle your pet, the taste of your favorite food, being able to finish out your favorite TV shows. And for me, add being able to know how the book you're reading concludes. I'm now reading 112,263 by Stephen King, and I sure want to know how it ends.